Welcome viewers to History Facts. The sloppy waters of San Crescendo de Bagni and Tuscany presumably aren't the primary spot you'd need to visit during an excursion to sun-kissed Italy. However, when parts of bronze sculptures rose to the surface during an archaeological dig, specialists understood that they were seeing something one of a kind. There's no question that it was a creepy sight. In any case, it was a genuinely remarkable find. Without a doubt, it was one that genuinely would revamp the set of experiences books. Archaeologists are dumbfounded after antiquated sculptures rise out of the mud. But before we get started, if you're enjoying this video, show us some love by subscribing. It's the best way to support us and never miss out. Let's get started. This sculpture, which goes 1,000 years to the hour of the Etruscans and the Romans, was uncovered toward the beginning of October 2022. It demonstrates what a twisty-turny business paleohistory is, the point at which you believe you're onto something. As we find out increasingly more about the world's far-off past with revelations like this, our reasoning is continually being changed. The group researching the area is driven by teacher Jacopo Tabelli, a specialist on the old Etruscans and their set of experiences from the College for Outsiders in Siena. San Casciano de Bagni is a peak collective in Siena region, Siena being its capital city. It's a traveler location without a doubt known for having lovely perspectives. However, numerous who visit may not know about the area's archaeological importance. The spot made its name hundreds of years prior through a characteristic component which pulled an extraordinary interest from the Migas developments. What was this component? There's something in the water, you see, explicitly the hot kind. Renowned for its warm spring water, San Crescendo de Bagni turned into the ideal spot to introduce warm showers. These spas of San Crescendo de Bagni have attracted archaeologists to dig underneath the surface and see what the progression of time has stowed away. The 2022 disclosure has brought to mind an amazing exhuming from 1972 when sculptures of the honorable heroes, likewise made of bronze, were tracked down in Calabria. However, this time, things are somewhat more invigorating because of reasons we'll go into as our story advances. Specialists realized they were onto something when pieces of bronze showed up from the old mess. These saved sections included body parts from sculptures as depicted by Smithsonian Magazine. When the investigation was finished, the group had a remarkable 24 complete sculptures. The sculptures apparently addressed divine beings, for example, Apollo, a widely inclusive god of old Greece, as well as Hagia, who exemplifies great well-being. You could try and think that sovereign cleanliness herself played a hand in procedures. We'll go into the meaning of the group's finds and what cleanliness has to do with it in only a bit of spot. For the present, giving a verifiable foundation to the situation is presumably best. As we referenced, the sculptures come from a period of Etruscans and Romans. It was, truth be told, a period of disturbance. We consider Old Rome an all-vanquishing realm, which molded numerous parts of present-day culture we know today. For this situation, that was the Etruscan development, which involved the focal point of Italy between the 8th and 3rd hundreds of years BCE. The Etruscans are related with the antagonist of, and culture, Iron Age inhabitants of Italy. However, at last it is hazy where they came from. By roughly 750 BC, what we presently know is the Etruscan personality was laid out. They depended on assembling and exchange, as well as its utilization in sculptures. To them, the Etruscans sent ceramics and iron in addition to wind and consumables, for example, pine nuts. Things turned upward for the Etruscans. Likewise, 540 BC came the clash of Alalia in the Sardinian Sea, where a certified warrior in Carthage expected to join endeavors against Greece. The massive Mediterranean district was looking continuously amassed. The best fishes in the water were the Sarkar-Lawsons, who sorted out some way to hurt the Etruscan human progress from Sicily. And 474 BC and 384 BC, the Etruscans were pursued both untied and on the coast. The last choice date saw ports assigned and brought someplace close to laborers of Dionysius I. These blows impacted on trade, and in this manner thriving that decayed. At some point in the past, Rome wasn't seen as a truly striking risk to a certified district. The Roman-Etruscan wars are totally known about anyway. Records of the period don't offer a ton. And there's no indisputable plan. The Etruscan city of Veii, a basic 9 miles from Rome, was again and again pursued from 483 BC onwards. Elsewhere, battles were struggled against Greece on the water. Speedy forward to 437 BC, and war had ejected again among Veii and Rome. An unbelievable assault happened until 396 thus. With everything taken into account, it was down set and matched to the Romans. In a greater setting, Etruscans were bit by bit tumbling to the powers of Rome. By 264 BC, the Romans had beaten the men various enemies to become heads of Italy. So you could expect the Etruscan and Roman social orders were against each other in each sense. In light of everything, not according to the bronze figure divulgence made in San Casciano dei Bagni. The figures pulled out of the mud by instructor Tabali convey inscriptions. The mix of vernacular shows to archaeologists that Romans and Etruscans appear to find made harmony when it came to significant issues. Romans are known to take care of many traces of Etruscan life when they overwhelmed. What experts found is that instead of being discarded, the Etruscan pieces were inside a severe place of refuge used by Romans. The development was then brought down in the hot water in generally the essential century advancement, as referred to by educator Tabali to Reuters. The divulgence that when they weren't cutting and piercing each other for progress, the various sides shared a solicitation has been edifying for trained professionals. Referred to by Smithsonian Magazine instructor Tabali communicated this disclosure modifies the verifiable setting of old workmanship. He assembled here Etruscans and Romans petitioned into a solitary unit. The divulgence moreover lays out a norm with respect to its unfathomable significance. Never before has such a huge hallway of bronze figures been uncovered associating with this period in Italy. This district is acknowledged in history hunting circles for its ceramic models, bronze on the other hand, not actually. Alongside the splendid severe angle to the models and the truth they're made of bronze, there are a gigantic measure of marble models from Old Greece that didn't go as far as possible considering numerous variables. Certainly, we started this article by referring to how bronze body parts emerged during instructor Tabali's unearthings. The mud held the bronze back from being introduced to oxygen, fixing it away from the assaults of nature. Microorganisms couldn't outline so the self-righteous could live on many years afterward. Anyway, it doesn't address all of the requests experts have regarding the reason why the figures are down there. Tending to Smithsonian Magazine, School of Sea and Archaeologists, Chiara Thermo commented on the fine bits of gems and studs worn by one of the bronze female depictions. They may be models, yet they seem to convey experts very close with a long-dead sensation of plan, likewise striking old craftsmanship. Regardless, how did the Etruscans and Romans make these figures? In old-fashioned times, Greeks and Romans went through around 1,000 years making figures from bronze. At the point when separated, it held a liquid state for longer than from the get-go. Models looked like units that could be darted alongside each portion created utilizing a sheet of bronze. Wooden pieces could be used sometimes to shape the figure. Bronze sheets were set against a wooden pummeled level. The whole methodology was called Farrell, cotton, or sledge-driven craftsmen's, then moved to the strategy for lost wax anticipating. With this old strategy, a wax version is made of the model or piece being alluded to. Liquid bronze is then filled this new shape. There are assortments to lost wax anticipating, yet those are the basics. The last time Italy saw such an eye-discovering uncovering of old bronze was back in 1972. Additionally, the disclosure of the climb bronzes which we implied previously, including 2 legend-type figures. The pieces are by and by open to find in the sum of their brightness at the Museo Nazionale della Magna Grecia in Reggio Calabria. Experts doesn't have the foggiest idea who the 2-meter-high models ought to address or how they came to be together anyway. In the end, the experts don't as yet know the outdated figures appear to have been made in the Greek areas of Attica ver Argolis. Made using the lost wax technique we as of late portrayed, they are not 100% bronze sources. Note that indicating, for instance, the lips and, shockingly, the areolas are copper. So since these astounding bronze models have found happens immediately. Noting understanding about the disclosure, Italy's organization has been fulsome in its acknowledgement. Minister of Culture Liberal and Giuliano depicted the result as a surprising find. Concerning mix of Etruscan and Roman collectibles, San Giuliano moreover believes the expulsion to be a central purpose for the country's social industry. Egypt has been needing to of late adventure some high-profile disclosures. Late stories, for instance, Netflix, is insider realities of the Saqqara entombment place are highlighting old history like never before and conveying old human headways to the 21st century stringing age. Italy may be expecting to create similar interest on their side of the water. At the center of this persuading story is the support between 2 battling social occasions, the Romans and the Etruscans. The truth they appear to have gotten through one another's presence for significant enlightenment has shocked archaeologists, additionally awakened experts all around the planet. The figures may be made of bronze, yet for overall interests, the divulgence is pure gold. Thanks for watching. If you don't want to miss out on any of our upcoming videos, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. It's the best way to stay in the loop.